Episode number 15 of the Omaha Dreams podcast, hosted by
Brendan Young, career 300 high school hitter, zero-star baseball recruit, and Connor Hyman, the all-time leader in Little League walks. Eyes like a hawk, but he ain't built like one.
moving fast. I like it.
With the quickness.
Yeah.
I don't know how I got that all out that quick.
I don't know. It sounded pretty good, too.
I didn't even stumble.
No, you were good. So, as always on our Thursday podcast, we only got two things. We got the midweek recap, and then we got the weekend preview. This is for week 9, so let's get right into it. Tuesday, Michigan at 10, Notre Dame. I took Michigan. You took Notre Dame, and you were right. Notre Dame wins it 14-5.
This is going to be the only game I get right.
No way, really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Both of these teams collect 11 hits, but the Fighting Irish have a few more key hits. Spencer Myers, he hits a grand slam in this one.
Yeah.
In the second inning. Brooks Coatsy goes 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs, but
yeah, Michigan gives up 12 walks in this one. That's where the difference in the 11 hits comes from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't walk 12 and keep a game close.
Nope.
It just doesn't happen.
Impossible.
Yeah. Next game we got is Old Dominion at 8 Virginia. I had Old Dominion.
I obviously had Virginia.
And Old Dominion takes it 9-2. This game would be 2-2 in the top of the 4th. Old Dominion will get 4 in this inning and add 3 more in the 9th to put it away. The Monarchs out-hit Virginia 8-5 in this one. But the story, again, is walks. They out-walked them 9-2. I do want to give a shout-out to first baseman Matt Coutney, who goes 2 for 4 with a walk. He gets a double, a home run, and 4 RBIs in this game. So
his last name's like Courtney without an R.
Yeah.
Coutney.
Count me in for his good day. I like it.
Yeah, but the last weekend seems to still be haunting Virginia a little. I mean,
we talked about it on last episode. It seems like they've come back down from the clouds and they're just walking on earth.
Yeah.
They're human again.
I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
Next game we're going to have is number 23, Florida at Florida State. I took Florida in this one, obviously.
I did as well.
They end up losing. Florida State wins this one 5-0.
Yeah.
The Seminoles score all their runs in the bottom of the first. Alex Toro and Brock Mathis both hit homers.
Mm-hmm.
And the Florida State pitchers only allowed 2 hits and 3 walks. So
yeah, they also get 14 Ks.
Solid day.
Yeah, I mean, they out-hit the Gators 7-2 in this one, but like we said, the Seminoles get all their runs in the first inning, and then it's a very bland game.
I'm glad I wasn't watching it.
For anyone who likes hitting, and now if you love good pitching, I mean, you got some of that. So
I guess so.
Yeah. Next game we got is Baylor at 19, Texas State. I took Baylor. So did you.
Yep.
And Texas State wins it 11-4. So I got one right as well. Or no. I got one more later. Yeah. So I did a little bit better than you. So Texas State wins this one 11-4. Baylor jumps out to a 2-0 lead in the top of the first. Texas State gets one back in the bottom half on a wild pitch. They then take the lead in the bottom of the second with a 2-run home run from Wesley Faison, and then they would not trail again in this ball game. They get 2 more runs in the bottom of the third, coming on solo home runs, and then get a huge 5-run 4th inning and just kind of put this one away. I do want to shout out third baseman Justin Thompson, who goes 3 for 4 with a walk, and he also has a homer and 3 RBIs.
Yeah, I didn't really have much about this. I mean, Texas State has a nice weekend or a nice game after they had a rough weekend, but
yeah, like I said, I think last week when we did our Tuesday podcast, I was kind of confused why they were so high, but
they were 10?
Yeah, I think their schedule is going to get easier. Now they're in the Sun Belt, and there are some good teams in the Sun Belt, but I think if they can win most of those games, I haven't looked at their schedule to see, like, I know Georgia State's really good right now, and I know Georgia Southern's a pretty good team.
Let me look at the rest of their schedule.
But depending on how the rest of their schedule lays out, I mean, I could see them getting real close to 10 again if they start cruising. I mean, this was a big game for them, and they took it. So
yeah, they don't really have a tough schedule remaining. They play UT Arlington, They play UTSA in a couple midweek matchups, which will be kind of tough.
UTSA is a solid team, I think.
They, other than that, like Louisiana in the middle of May.
Yeah.
And then Georgia State at the end of May.
Okay. Well, that could be huge. Is that their last series?
Mm-hmm.
That could be a huge one for the Sun Belt.
Let me look at what the standings are for the Sun Belt right now.
A little smaller conference love right now. I like it.
So they're on opposite sides of the conference.
Is it East West?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it shouldn't have too much of an impact on the standings, but still.
Yeah.
It'll kind of give you a good idea of where they are
going into the tournament, conference tournament.
And they both are leading each side of the conference. So
yeah.
Georgia State's 23-10.
Yeah. I might be talking about them later. Well, next game we got is actually an upset. And well, let's just talk about it. Tennessee Tech versus Tennessee.
The wooden bat matchup.
This game is at Smokies Field, which is in Sevierville, Tennessee, home of the AA Tennessee Smokies. And Tennessee Tech's going to win this one 3-2. Tennessee would have a 2-0 lead going into the top of the fifth. Tennessee Tech would get one run here, and then in the top of the sixth, they get a 2-run home run from Eric Newsom, which would score the tying and eventual winning runs. What happened?
I don't know. I mean, eventually they had to lose, right?
Yeah, so
it's just weird that it was against
Tennessee Tech.
Yeah.
I mean,
Tennessee Tech. Is that what it was?
I think it's just Tennessee Tech. But Tennessee Tech is actually, they're 18-12, so they're not having like a terrible year, but it was just a surprising win. Mm-hmm. I do want to shout out Tennessee Tech pitcher real quick, Carter Ganaway. He comes in relief and he shuts down the balls. He goes 5 2/3, allows no earned runs on no hits, 2 walks. He gets 9 Ks and he improves his record this season to 3-2.
Damn.
Solid day by him.
Yeah, they I don't know. You saw they were playing with wooden bats, right?
I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, they were playing with wooden bats, so I don't know if that's
maybe that was it.
Yeah, it was just different. That's must have been what happened to Tennessee, but
maybe that's hurting some draft stock.
Yeah.
Nah, probably not.
Definitely not.
All right. Well, we do have one more upset here. It's Oklahoma versus Texas Tech. This game was at Hodgetown Stadium, home of the AA Amarillo Sod Poodles.
Sod Poodles?
Sod.
Sod.
Like grass, yeah. Sod Poodles. What a name, dude.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Oklahoma will win this game 14-9. Texas Tech jumps out to a 2-0 lead going into the top of the fourth. Oklahoma gets 4 back here. They would add 4 more in the top of the fifth. Texas Tech answers with 3 in the bottom half of this frame. The Sooners then get 3 in the top of the sixth. The Raiders would answer with 1 run in the bottom half. And then Texas Tech gets 3 in the bottom of the seventh to cut the lead to 11-9. But the Sooners get 2 home runs in the top of the eighth and get 3 more insurance runs to close this one out. I mean, Oklahoma out-hits Texas Tech 18-9 in this one. Texas Tech commits 4 errors in this game. It only accounts for 3 unearned runs, but I mean,
that's kind of a lot, regardless of what the score is.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a little bit closer like that, things can possibly change.
Mm-hmm.
So I do want to shout out catcher Jimmy Crooks, who goes 2 for 4 with 2 walks, a home run, and 4 RBIs. And then I want to shout out right fielder Brett Squires, who goes 5 for 5, 2 home runs, and 4 RBIs as well.
So Sod Poodles?
Sod Poodles.
They are prairie dogs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And the Amarillo Sod Poodles. I keep wanting to say Sod Poodles. Sod Poodles. Their nickname is the Soddies, which is kind of
the Soddies. I like that. Yeah.
I don't know if you said it. They're a double affiliate of the Diamondbacks. So.
I did not say that, but nice.
Yeah.
Wednesday, we only had one game here. It's Penn at Rutgers. I took Rutgers. You took Penn.
Yeah, I'm not picking those scum from
Piscataway, New Jersey.
From New Jersey, Dirty Jers.
Well, Rutgers wins at 8-4. I get my second win of the midweek. Rutgers would have a 2-0 lead going in the bottom of the third. They add 4 more runs here. An RBI triple by Richie Shikofer would score Chris Brito, which would end up being the winning run. Rutgers out-hits Penn 13-7 in this one. I do want to shout out DH Jordan Sweeney, who goes 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. So solid day for him.
Yeah, 4 of their runs come in the third inning. So, I mean, one big inning.
Yeah.
Could change this game a little, but
yeah.
Sad day for the Quakers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we move into the week 9 preview.
I feel like it's time.
All right. Well, the first game we're going to have is number 2, Miami Hurricanes at number 21, Virginia Tech Hokies.
Yeah.
This is Miami is sitting at a 27-6 record with a 13-2 record in conference play.
They've won 14 straight games.
Impressive, to say the least.
Yeah.
Is that the longest streak now in college baseball?
I believe so, yes.
It was Tennessee, now it's them. Virginia Tech is going to be 21-8 and 7-6 in conference play.
Yeah. I mean, I think Virginia Tech has the edge in hitting.
Virginia Tech?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. They lead in average, home runs, RBI, slug, on-base percentage.
Yeah.
So I think you got to give them the edge there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had Miami down just because I think they've been a little hotter recently offensively.
That's fair. I think Miami has the edge in pitching for sure. They have a 3.78 ERA to Virginia Tech's 4.26. Why are you looking at me like that?
Did I look at the wrong stats?
I don't know. Why? What do you have?
Because I had Miami offense and then pitching and defense for Virginia Tech.
I definitely have Virginia Tech in the edge for the fielding. They have a 9.
Their pitching is definitely better though.
I don't think so, buddy. Let me pull up their stats right now. Their pitching is a 4.26 combined ERA.
For Virginia Tech.
Yes. Miami has a combined 3.78.
Maybe I was looking at each one and flipping them, you know what I mean?
Maybe. Miami has 351 strikeouts to Virginia Tech's 264.
Yeah, well, you're right.
I know. So my players to watch here for Miami, I'm going to go with CJ Kifus, who's a sophomore first baseman. Through 33 games, he has a 381 average, a 487 on-base percentage. He has 3 home runs, 31 RBIs, and he leads the team in runs with 36 and stolen bases with 9.
For Miami, I'm going to have Andrew Walters. He's a reliever for the Hurricanes. He's thrown 19 2/3 innings so far with 15 appearances and has a 0 ERA.
Yeah, I had him as well.
Yeah, he's got a 0.36 whip, 11 saves. He's only allowed 5 hits on the year.
He has all the saves for the Hurricanes right now. For Virginia Tech, I have Cade Hunter, the sophomore catcher. Through 28 games, he's hit .422 with a .512 on-base percentage with 12 home runs and 41 RBIs. He leads the team in home runs, RBIs, on-base percentage, and then he also has 9 stolen bases, which is pretty impressive.
Very much so. My player for Virginia Tech is going to be Jake Geloff.
Yeah.
He's the stud of the team.
Yeah, for sure.
388 average, 497 on base percentage, 871 slug, 14 homers. I mean, he's one of the best players in the country. So
yeah. I do have a pitcher. I have Drew Hackenberg, who I mentioned the last time we talked about Virginia Tech.
Is he actually Drew
Yeah, he is.
He is?
Yeah.
Why would you pick him? You hate him. You hate Christian Hackenberg.
I don't love Christian Hackenberg. You're right. But his brother's actually really good at baseball. So maybe Christian should have just played baseball. Drew Hackenberg, the freshman righty, through 8 appearances and 7 starts, he's 6-0. He's gone 45 innings pitched, posting a 2.40 ERA with 41 Ks. A solid year for him so far.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking?
Miami is real hot.
Miami is super hot.
I can't pick against them.
I can't either. I'm taking Miami 2 out of 3.
Let's go for it. 2 out of 3.
All right. Well, this game is actually happening right now. Let me reload this page real quick before I give you guys an update. We are in the bottom of the 7th. Virginia Tech is leading 7-3.
Oh.
While we're here, should I mention some other scores of note real quick? All right. Bradley beat Dallas Baptist 10-4 today. Notre Dame lost to Duke 15-5. Georgia lost to A&M 8-1.
A&M's always beating good teams.
Always. Texas Tech and TCU are tied 4-4 in the bottom of the 7th. Texas is currently losing to Kansas State 8-5 in the top of the 8th. We have another game that we'll talk about here in a little bit that's going on. And then in the top of the 5th right now, Auburn is losing to Mississippi State 3-2.
All right, on to the next one.
Yeah, 24 Alabama at 1 Tennessee.
I could just make my pick right now.
I mean, yeah, I think we'll just talk about it. Let's talk about it. So
Yeah.
Alabama is 22-12. They're 7-5 in conference play. Tennessee is 31-2. They're 12-0 in conference play. They're a perfect 23-0 at home, which is disgusting. The Vols have the hitting edge and pitching edge. I think fielding wise, they're basically identical.
Yeah, it's a push there.
My players to watch for Bama. My first guy is going to be Zane Denton, the junior third baseman through 34 games. He's hit 292. He has a 367 on base percentage with 9 home runs and 32 RBIs.
For Bama, my player is Andrew Pinkney. He's a sophomore outfielder. He's hitting 298 right now with a 915 slug, 4 homers, 15 RBIs. He also leads the team in putouts and hasn't made an error so far this year. So
nice.
He's solid with the bat and can do it all on defense. So
I also have Garrett McMillan, who is a junior righty. Through 8 starts, he's 3-2. He's gone 48 1/3 innings pitched, posting a 2.79 ERA with 51 Ks. He also has a whip of 0.97. For Tennessee, we talk about these guys all the time, so I tried to do my best to pick some different guys this time.
I went with Ben Joyce, the same guy I always do.
Okay.
He's throws 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. So my guys, I did a little bit different this week. I went Christian Moore. He's a freshman infielder. Through 24 games, he's hit 317. He has a 468 on base percentage with 8 home runs and 20 RBIs. So that's a solid year for that freshman. And then my other guy is going to be Will Mabry, the junior lefty. Through 15 appearances, has posted a 1.25 ERA over 21 2/3 innings pitched. He has 30 Ks and he has a whip of 0.60. So I'm gonna take Tennessee.
I don't know why you wouldn't.
Are you taking sweep or 2 out of 3?
I'm gonna say 2 out of 3. I think that midweek loss might, make them a little less confident than they had been.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. Alabama had a really good week last week, and I think they'll smell some blood in the water and take 1 game, but I don't think they'll go into Tennessee and take 2 games.
It would be really hard to do that. Tennessee's the best team in the country.
Yeah. Now let's say hypothetically Alabama does take 2 out of 3. What are we thinking about Alabama after this? If let's say they do it, where are they moving?
They have to be.
They're 24 right now, so
I want to say they have to be like top 10, right?
I think that's a really high jump just for 2 out of 3.
Yeah, but they would beat the number 1 team in the country.
I could see them being like
top 12.
I would say like right around 15.
Okay.
Somewhere from like 16 to 13 maybe.
I don't know.
Because that's still that's 8 spots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But they're also 22-12. Like there's teams in front of them that would have worse records than them.
Yeah, but I think it also what would play into this, right, would be how the other teams in front of them do.
True.
If a lot of them have a good week, like last week, it was kind of weird where you didn't have a lot of teams going like 2-2. You had a lot of teams going either 3-1 or 1-3. If there's a lot of teams that go 1-3 in front of them, I could see them doing it. Yeah, but
I think even if Tennessee loses 2 of these games, there's no way they leave that number 1 spot.
If they lose 1, I think they'll be okay. But if they lose 2, I could see them maybe dropping to 2.
So you would put Miami above them, even if they lose 2 out of 3?
I don't know, dude.
Like who else would you put above them? You can't. Would you put Oregon State above them? No.
But
if you put Texas Tech above them, no.
All right. So let's say Miami sweeps Virginia Tech. Tennessee loses 2 out of 3. I think you could make a case
No.
because it's always switching. It's constant movement, right? So like,
Yeah.
so next week Tennessee goes a perfect 4-0 and Miami drops one. Tennessee's going to be back in the number one spot. Now for a week, is Tennessee maybe out of number one? I could see it.
There should be no reason that happens.
I don't think so, but could I see it happening? Yeah.
I guess.
The rankings are always kind of like a little funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's always like a little questionable.
Yeah, so like I could see it happening. Do I think it's going to happen? No, because I think Tennessee's going to take 2 out of 3 and they'll go 2-2 this week. But if they go 1-3 this week and Miami sweeps the series against Virginia Tech, I wouldn't be surprised.
I just don't.
I wouldn't be like, what? Like
I would. I'd be pissed.
I'd be like, oh, okay, so Tennessee's going to go 4-0 next week. And if Miami drops one, Tennessee's going to be back at number one.
It would be absolute ridiculousness if that happened.
All right. Well, next series we got is 23 Florida at Vandy. Florida is 21-12. They're 5-7 in conference play. Vandy is 23-9. They're 5-7 in conference play as well. Both these teams are 3-5 in their last 8. What are you thinking here?
Florida's has more impressive wins.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have as many losses, like to good teams. Vandy's lost to Oklahoma State. They lost to South Carolina. They lost to Tennessee. They lost to Auburn last week. They're 3-5 in their last 8. Well, actually, both teams are 3-5 in their last 8.
Yeah, both these teams have not been super hot coming into this.
This is a tough matchup.
Yeah, I think Florida has more firepower offensively, but I think Vandy all around is maybe a little bit better of a hitting team.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're the better pitching team as well. They're basically identical in the field. My players to watch for Florida, first guy I got is Judd Fabian, who we talk about all the time. Junior outfielder through 33 games. He's hit 275. He's a 429 on base percentage with 13 home runs and 32 RBIs.
I have Wyatt Langford. He's hitting 339 right now for the Gators. A 1.103 OPS, 12 homers, 15 walks, and 36 ribbies.
Mm-hmm. My pitcher is going to be Blake Purnell, the redshirt freshman righty, through 19 appearances. He has a 1.19 ERA over 30 and a third innings pitched with 26 Ks. He also has a whip of 0.82.
He's been nasty.
Yeah. For Vandy, I have Tate Kulwick. The senior infielder through 27 games. He's hit 278. He has a 546 slug with 6 home runs and 21 RBIs.
I have Dominic Keegan. I talked about him last week. He is hitting 417 right now with a 696 slug, 6 homers, and 33 ribbies.
Yeah. I also have Patrick Riley, the sophomore righty, through 8 appearances, 3 starts, has posted a 2.84 ERA over 31 and 2/3 innings pitched with 46 Ks. So I think, before I ask you who you think's going to take it, I think this is a scenario where if Florida takes this series, they'll be good. They'll stay in the top 25. But if they lose, I could see them dropping out of the top 25 and Vandy re-entering.
Yeah, this is one of these teams. Like Florida's either going to stay in the rankings or if they lose, they're going to drop out and Vandy's going to take their spot.
Yeah, I was like, I know Vandy's not been playing well recently. They're 3-5 in their last 8, but they have a 23-9 record and they're not in the top 25. That's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
So, with all that being said, who are you taking in the series?
I'm going to take Vanderbilt. I think they'll have a fire under their butt.
Yeah, I'm taking Vandy too. 2 out of 3. They have a 15-5 home record right now. Florida is 6-6 on the road. I think Vandy has the slight edge at home here. So.
I agree. Next series we're going to have is number 15 LSU at number 6 Arkansas. LSU is sitting at a 23-9 record, 7-5 in the SEC. Arkansas is 25-7 with an 8-4 record in the SEC. I feel like we haven't talked about Arkansas a lot.
No, I feel like they haven't had a ton of like tough matchups yet.
Yeah. I feel like when I do these like previews on here, I like to like write down their big wins, some of their big losses. They've beaten Mississippi State and Missouri.
Yeah.
Like they haven't really played anybody that crazy.
Yeah, I think their schedule is going to get a lot harder down the stretch,
Mhm.
which is going to show who Arkansas is. And I mean, it's either going to be really good for them or it's going to be an absolute shit show.
Yeah.
To be fair,
or they're gonna be like Vandy sitting outside the top 25.
yeah. I think LSU is the better hitting team.
Mm-hmm.
I think these teams are very comparable in pitching. I think I might give a small edge to Arkansas. And then I think Arkansas is the better fielding team.
I think Arkansas might have some better starters, but LSU might have some better like reliever types that come in.
Okay. I was kind of thinking the opposite. I think LSU has some better starters and
Oh, really?
Arkansas has some better relievers. Yeah. I mean, Arkansas has 10 saves compared to LSU's 4. And I know that doesn't determine a lot, but it does prove that, like, in the back end of these games, that they can close it down.
Mm-hmm.
So my player to watch for LSU is going to be Dylan Cruz, the sophomore center fielder through 31 games, has hit 341. He has a 447 on base percentage with 9 home runs and 35 RBIs. He also leads the team in runs with 36 and triples with 4, which is pretty impressive.
It is. My player for LSU is Trey Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
He's
first baseman, right?
Yeah, electric. He's very athletic to be a first baseman. He's hitting 326 right now with a 428 on base percentage. He's not like a stud offensively. I mean, he's having a good season.
Mm-hmm.
He's not one of those, Cruz. I'm a Dowdy. He's not like one of those.
Yeah.
He's not one of their best hitters, but he's still very good.
Yeah. My pitcher here is going to be Paul Gravase, the redshirt junior righty through 15 games. He's gone 19 and a third innings pitched, posting a 2.79 ERA with 34 Ks. He also has a whip of 0.79, which is pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
For Arkansas, I have Caden Wallace, the sophomore third baseman through 32 games. He's hit 315. He has a 420 on base percentage with 5 home runs and 32 RBIs. He also leads the team in runs with 37 and stolen bases with 10.
I went with Jalen Battle.
Okay.
He's a stud at shortstop. He's one of the best shortstops in the country. He's hitting 308 right now with 6 homers, which is second on the team, and a 530 slug. Like, this is one guy that you're going to be wanting to pay attention to in this series.
Yeah, for sure. My pitcher is going to be Connor Nolan, the senior righty.
Why'd you pick him?
Because he is my first name. Nah, he's a stud too. Through 8 starts, he's 5-1. He's gone 48 and a third innings pitched, posting a 2.61 ERA with 60 Ks. So what are you thinking for this series?
I'm gonna take Arkansas.
Arkansas, are you taking sweep or 2 out of 3?
I'm gonna go 2 out of 3.
I'm gonna take the same thing. So this is a Thursday to Saturday series as well. This game's taking place right now. Currently, it's in the bottom of the 6th. LSU is up 3-2. So the last series we're gonna preview is 22 Stanford at 12 UCLA. Stanford.
I already know who you're taking.
Stanford is 18-10. They're 9-6 in conference play. UCLA is 23-9. They're 8-4 in conference play. What are you thinking?
I think both of these teams are hot.
Yeah.
UCLA has played very well the past few weeks. Stanford had a rough patch, like sort of towards the beginning / middle of the season.
Yeah, it was like
first quarter of the season.
Yeah.
And they've bounced back very well from that.
Mm-hmm.
They were 6-2 in their last 8 games. They have some impressive wins. UCLA's looked great all year.
Mm-hmm.
You've loved them. You're always talking about them.
Yeah.
Let's just move right to the players.
Yeah. For Stanford, my guy's going to be Carter Graham, the sophomore first baseman through 28 games. He's hit 370. He has a 423 on base percentage with 8 home runs and 33 RBIs.
I'm going to have junior lefty Quinn Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
He's made 6 starts this year, thrown 48 and 2/3 innings, 2.77 ERA, and a 1.23 WHIP.
He also has 64 Ks on the year. He was my pitcher.
Yeah, he's very good.
Yeah. For UCLA, I'm gonna go with freshman Ethan Gorson. The last game he played in is DH, but I don't assume he does that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he does as a freshman. That seems a little weird to me. But through 32 games, he's hit 283. He has a 472 on base percentage with 2 home runs and 23 RBIs. He also has 15 doubles. which is pretty gross.
That is gross. 15.
Yeah.
My player is going to be Cody Schreier,
Mm-hmm.
freshman infielder. We've talked about him before.
Yeah.
He's hitting 298 right now, 909 OPS, 7 homers, 6 doubles, and 8 swiped bags.
Nice. I also have Thatcher Hurd, freshman righty. I talk about him all the time.
Yeah, your boyfriend.
Yeah, 9 appearances, 6 starts. He's 2-0. He's supposed to have 1.06 ERA over 34 innings pitched with 48 Ks, and he has a whip of 0.76. So what are you thinking for this series?
I think pitching and defense is going to be a strength for the Bruins.
Yeah.
Offensively, I think Stanford has an edge.
Yeah, I think it's pretty comparable.
Mm-hmm.
Stanford definitely has a little bit more firepower, but UCLA seems to get on base a little bit more and make those base runners count and get them in more often. They also have 25 more stolen bases than Stanford.
I know who you're going to pick.
Yeah, I'm taking UCLA, and I haven't taken a sweep in a while. So give me the Bruins sweep, baby.
I'm going to take Stanford.
Okay.
I don't really have a lot of confidence in this pick, but
yeah.
We've literally picked the same on everyone, so I might as well switch it up a little.
Yeah, for sure. This game is actually going to start tonight on Thursday in about 11 minutes. Yeah. So what are your honorable mentions for this week?
I got the Long Beach State Dirtbags at the number 3 Oregon State Beavers. I really hope somebody can beat Oregon State because I think they're overrated, and I think they might be able to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Long Beach State. Next game I'm going to have is number 9 Louisville at Florida State. I like Louisville a lot. I'm going to take them again. Hopefully a bomb threat isn't called in Tallahassee at an away game this time.
Yeah.
Then my last one is going to be number 20 Arizona Wildcats, my favorite team at the University of Utah, the Utes. Y'all know who I'm picking.
Are you taking sweep or are you taking 2 out?
Of course.
You're taking the sweep?
Of course.
Okay. All right. Well, my first honorable mention is going to be 5 Oklahoma State at West Virginia. Oklahoma State is 24-9. West Virginia is 21-10. The Cowboys are 7-2 in conference play. The Mountaineers are 5-1. I'm gonna take an upset here. I'm gonna get a little crazy. I'm gonna take West Virginia 2 out of 3. Pick. Yeah.
Take me home, country roads.
Yeah, I mean, it's really it's going to be interesting. This series is going to be interesting for sure. Oklahoma State's 8-2 away. They're 6-2 in their last 8. West Virginia's 10-1 at home. They're 7-1 in the last 8. I think if West Virginia takes this, I didn't even mention them in my top 25 movers, but if they take this series, I could see them jumping in the top 25.
You know that song, Country Roads?
Yeah.
He's actually just talking about Western Virginia.
Oh, really?
The Shenandoah River and the Blue Ridge Mountains are in Virginia.
I don't think I ever knew that.
They're not in West Virginia.
Huh. All right. Well, next one I got is Tulane. Tulane at Houston. Tulane is 23-10-1. They're 5-1 in conference play. Houston is 21-12. They're 3-3 in conference play. I am going to take a Tulane sweep here. I think they can get it done.
I don't know how they've been recently. I haven't looked.
They're 7-1 in their last 8, so they've been hot recently. And then the last one I got is Georgia State at Georgia Southern. A little bit of Sun Belt play. I was talking about the Sun Belt. Well, we were talking about the Sun Belt earlier, and I was talking about both these teams. So Georgia State is 23-10. They're 10-2 in conference play. Georgia Southern is 21-11. They're 8-4 in conference play. Georgia State has won 8 straight. I wanted to take the sweep. I'm gonna take 2 out of 3 just because they're 7-7 on the road. Georgia Southern's 12-3 at home, so I think Georgia State will take the series 2 out of 3.
So you didn't want to mention Arizona State at all? Do you think they're gonna lose? Is that why you didn't want to talk about them?
No, I just didn't. I didn't think they're playing USC.
So they're probably gonna lose.
No, they got a game. I think they're playing right now, actually.
Imagine your favorite team being under 500.
Yeah. I mean, I know they're going to win Friday because that's Dustin Pedroia bobblehead giveaway night. So they're definitely winning that night. They're winning by 15 for Pedroia.
It's the only bright spot of their program.
Whatever. All right. Well,
and that, the most famous college baseball podcast in the world
Yeah.
one of the hosts is a fan of them.
Exactly. So there's two things.
Yeah.
All right. Well, make sure to follow us on Spotify. Give us that 5-star rating. Subscribe on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up.
Hit the bell for notifications.
And follow us at Twitter and Instagram at Omaha Dreams Pod. Have a great weekend.
Enjoy some games.
Yeah.
Go Wildcats.
Go Sun Devils.
Yeah. Yeah. Look. Going through changes. Boy meets world, no Korea Topanga. Environment's getting dangerous. Corner boys rock corner stores plus game bangers. Settle scores with turf wars all in the name of street signs, but in my mind is petty anger. I sympathize with most guys trying to get their weight up. Pockets dry, guess it's time to rob a stranger. Capitalism trained us. Power of the dollar is power, so can you blame us? So my ambitions aren't all that crazy. On top of that, TV raised me. So most of my views and attitudes are fuck you, pay me. And chase the tail of beautiful ladies. Man, it's amazing how lines recorded inside mama's basement can bring me close to an oasis. You know, as a youth back in '02, life was a zoo. 3 bed, 1 bath, 8 under 1 roof. Drug abuse, blind to the truth. Youngest of the troops had a short fuse. Now I spit fires in the booth, rapping over loops like Stella. Watch a nigga groove, let a nigga loose. It's simply the truth. I swear to God, he eat you whack motherfuckers up just like soup.